Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 20 Seconds of 20 Somethings. Supposedly, you're supposed to ask me advice, and I have 20 seconds to answer it. Please, I never ever keep to 20 seconds in answering a question. I go on and on and on about nonsense. The last time we did this was in April 20th, 2021. So I may be a little bit rusty. Long day at work today. Not really, but I'll try my best. Disclaimer, don't actually follow my advice. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it really sucks. But with that being said, I am ready for the first question. So cue me up. Who do I have? Griffin, nice to meet you.
What's going on? All right. So, Michael, do you think it's possible to strike like the ultimate balance between a social and academic or work life?
Absolutely, but it's really difficult.
Yeah.
I know people who absolutely cannot do that, and it's been struggles for years and years and years. And then myself, I struggled with it, but I got better at it. I
Right.
think the best thing you can do is prioritize. Obviously, everyone's going to say school comes first, but you do have to strike the balance and have some social activity in there too, because you'll go crazy if you don't. Make lists, use a calendar, just really stay on top of yourself. And when you're giving yourself time to get stuff done, don't procrastinate and get that stuff done. Like, put your phone away. I am a hypocrite and I don't do that, but stuff like that, just so you can stay focused and stay on task. But yes, I do think that's totally possible.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem, Griffin. This is so fun. It's like speed dating right now. I've never met any of these people, and I'm just having these new people pop up on the screen. Maddie, hi.
Well, hi, nice to meet you.
You as well.
Well, my question for you is, in your opinion, what's the best way to unwind after a stressful day?
That's totally an opinion, but I'll tell you what I like. I think driving is the most therapeutic thing ever. I just roll my windows down and blast some music and drive to no end. Other people will say reading. Other people will say staring at Facebook. Other people will say cooking. I mean, it's what works for you. As long as it's something that doesn't cause you any stress and something that you're able to kind of get in the mindset of, like you said, winding down, getting ready for bed. That's your call. But once you find it and you know what it is, definitely incorporate time into your day for that, because it'll help you in the long run. Driving home from work is just nice, and sometimes I don't go straight home and I just kind of loop around and do nonsense. But what do you like?
I like to watch TikTok. I'm not even gonna lie.
And if that's what works for you, they're gonna say blue light this, blue light that. I don't care. If that's what makes you happy at night, just do it.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you, Aiden?
I'm good. How are you? So my question is, what are some time management skills that will help me optimize the most amount of work I can do in the day?
Give yourself breaks. Make time for breaks, because you can work so much and then get burnt out. I know that sometimes, all the time, I always wait for things last minute. Like if I have this big paper to write, I'm going to do it last minute. It's not the right thing to do, but whatever. If you're in a situation like that, or even if you give yourself time to do work, you can't fry yourself. Make sure you take a break, go outside, get a snack, whatever works for you. Kind of like tying into the last question about what helps you wind down. What's going to help you stay focused? You find that and make time for that while you're doing your schoolwork and studying and writing papers or whatnot.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's nice that these things have name tags, because I kind of have a heads up. You guys got a lot of repeat names in here.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, Ryan. How are you?
Doing okay. So how do you plan ahead to prevent getting behind in work?
You're all so studious. I love this. I don't have this school mentality anymore. I should be applying for grad school, but I'm not yet. How do you plan time? These are all similar answers, and I apologize for being redundant, but you have to figure out what's most important. And then for you personally, what do you like to do? Do you like to do the most difficult thing and work your way to easier things? Or do you like to do easy things, work your way up to the harder things? Or start with one or the other and like sporadically sprinkle in something hard or something easy? You got to find what works for you. It's all about striking that balance. And, I've heard people say, oh, by the time you get to college, you should know how you work. You don't. It's different. I mean, you have so many other things to balance. Some people are working. You've got a social life. You're staying up later than normal usually. I mean, you just have to find what works. I would say just set deadlines for yourself. That's the best I could suggest.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I feel like I'm answering the same question over and over again. I apologize.
How's it going?
It's going.
So my question is, so I always find myself thinking about what I'm going to do after X moment. How do I stop and just live in the moment and appreciate it?
Yeah, that's tough because I'm the same way. I'm always thinking about what I'm going to say next or what I'm going to do next. Or I could be enjoying time apple picking with my girlfriend, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do when I get home? What am I going to cook for dinner?
Mhm.
I get that. Um, it really comes with like just appreciate the moment, which is a stupid cliche saying, but it's true because when you look back and you see how you wasted that time over worrying about nonsense or thinking about what you got to do next, it's like, well, that sucks. I wish I just enjoyed it more in that time. Just focus on what you're doing, block out everything else. The way that I've been able to do it is disconnecting myself from my phone. I don't take out my phone when I'm doing things I really want to appreciate,
Mhm.
and just focusing on the little things, which again sounds dumb and cliche, but it's true. Like I said, I went apple picking. The stupid freaking butterflies flying by amazed me, and I was like, "Wow, that's great." And if I wasn't focused in that moment, I wouldn't have noticed that. So just
Mhm.
find something small, focus on it, and kind of zoom out, but not too far out, if that makes any sense.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome, Aiden.
Hi, how are you?
I'm getting tired, but I'm good. I'm kidding.
I don't blame you. My question is, how do you best balance school, work, your relationships with people while also making sure you're making time for yourself?
You always make sure that there's time for yourself. That comes first, because if you don't make sure there's time for yourself, you're not going to be able to successfully do anything else. You guys are really just like hitting me with all these things that I've experienced personally. Yeah, that's really what you got to do. Make time for you, find out what you like, and recognize and acknowledge when you need to give yourself that time. I could do 600 things for other people before I do something for myself. And then I get in bed at night and I'm like, wow, I'm miserable. In the moment, it feels good to help other people. And I would do it time and time again. But in reality, like, you can't help others. You can't do other things if you're not taking care of yourself. So find what you like, focus on that, and just appreciate yourself, because you are you and what you do makes you you, and you're an amazing person.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Melissa.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. It's not even the right answer. I'm tired, but it's going.
Yeah, I'm tired too. So I was just wondering what's one way you cut down on procrastination.
I don't think you do. I procrastinated everything. Did it ever change? No. If you really want to try and change it, you just got to eliminate distractions. What distracts you when you're procrastinating, and just get rid of it. And it's not always possible. Like, one of my roommates, he cannot focus when I'm just sitting on the couch minding my own business. He just wants to talk to me nonstop. So you need to just acknowledge those distractions, eliminate them, and then try again, and remind yourself that, you have a deadline, you need to get it done. I don't think it's something you'll ever completely get rid of, but it's definitely something you can improve upon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Michael, how's it going?
It's going. Please ask me a question that has nothing to do with school.
Okay, it's a lot different. So I was just wondering, so if you haven't seen someone in like a couple of months and they actually haven't had they don't really text that often, you never really been the one to do that. Like, what's the best way to just reconnect with them and kind of feel like it was like the way like before like that all changed, I guess?
Is this person just showing up, or are they reaching out to you? Like, what's happening?
It's just like they're coming home or something like that.
They're coming home. Even if you're not the person to initiate, be the person to initiate. I often never am, and then I regret it because I know so many people, and so many people want to, spend time and hang out, but I'm never the one to say, all right, let's do it, make a plan. Just take the initiative, because you're going to regret it once they're not there. And if you have that relationship where you feel like you can pick up where you left off, it's just all going to fall into place. For me, the best thing to do when you haven't seen someone in a long time, and I think it's pretty standard across everywhere, is go out and grab a bite to eat. You've got something, more of a public atmosphere. You can talk about food if you have to. If you're really at a lack of conversation, you're going to find something to talk about. But also, I know that works in a lot of people's schedules because you've got school during the day or work or whatnot. Just don't be afraid. What's the worst that's going to happen if you reach out? They're going to say, screw you, go away. Like, it's not going to happen. People will make time to see you if you think they're your friend. They are your friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Maya?
Good, thank you. Okay, so my question is, how do I save money without missing out on any of the fun social weekend activities?
What do you spend money on the most?
Drinking.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah.
You can take one of two approaches here. you can get another job and you can work and make more money so you can spend more money, which is always an option.
Yep.
Or have some self-control, limit yourself. And I don't even mean like, I mean, you could limit yourself literally with the amount of drinks you're buying, or you could just say, hey, I can only go out 2 or 3 times a week versus 4 or 5 nights a week. I spend the most money probably on going out to dinner because that's my social activity at the end of the day. And it's like where everything goes. And I'm like, this has got to stop. So you'll be motivated by the fact of having no money. So that time when your friends want to go on a trip to Florida, or that time you guys are going to Six Flags, or you want to buy a nice present for your parents or something like that, and you don't have the cash because you were, spending it too much on one thing, it'll hit you and you'll find a way to make a difference.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. I feel like I'm just telling everyone to just explore themselves and I'm giving no good actual answers.
Hey, Michael, what's good?
Not much. How are you?
I'm all right. My question was, how do you know what to prioritize if you have more than a few important things going on in life that have deadlines that are pretty lined up?
If the deadlines are pretty lined up, I would say figure out what's most important to you, but also what's most difficult for you. I personally feel a lot better when I get the hard things done first. If you can say, all right, this is going to take me the most time, everything after this is going to seem like a breeze, get that done and just be done with it. Something that's very gratifying, and don't call me crazy, but I am. If you make a list, literally a handwritten list, and once you do something, just crossing it out is the best feeling in the world. It doesn't even matter if you did something 2 days ago. Write it down, cross it off. It'll make you feel like you accomplished something. Just make sure that you manage your time, tying into everything we've talked about. Eliminate the distractions, stay focused, and just don't run yourself down because you can't get anything done if you're all tired. Take naps. That's my suggestion. Take naps.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And supposedly, last but not least.
Yep. Hi.
Hi.
I want to know, how do you go about relieving everyday stress and anxiety?
Again, you got to find what works for you. Once you recognize what those stressors are moving forward, you can try and avoid them. You can do things to just make sure they don't come up again. If that's not possible and they're stressors that you're going to face every day, you accept it and you find ways to cope with it. And whether that be writing in a journal, going for a walk, making your favorite meal, spending time with your friends, just make sure, again, you're spending time for yourself. You need to do what makes you happy. And if you're not happy, you can't do things. So I would say really just make sure that you're the priority. That's the overarching theme of the night. Mm-hmm. You're the priority, and don't let anyone take that away from you or change that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Supposedly that was the last one. This is like last call. Anyone got last minute questions? I don't think so. Anyway, that was really rough, but I hope I was able to kind of give insight or tell you something you didn't know. Focus on you. Don't stress about the little things and make sure that you're able to accomplish things. That's the biggest advice I can give you. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm Michael, 20 seconds of 20 somethings. Stop by anytime. Maybe we'll do this again sometime. Have a great night. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what all the YouTubers say at the end of things. And we'll see you next time. Take care.